Bienvenidos a todos. Welcome everyone. I am the Seamster. What are we doing today? Today I'm going to show you guys how to install this Bobcat flat face. It's 3/8 stick and it's going to be welded onto this plow, the snow plow. You can find these snow plows pretty much on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, or even somebody's backfield. I got this one for $200. It has both cylinder pumps, so it'll be able to adjust left and right. And it just so happens that this skidster that I'm using today doesn't have auxiliary ports on it, so I'm just going to use it because it's small, it fits in my pole barn really nice, and the Bobcat skidster faceplate fits on numerous machines. So using it on the smallest skidster is not going to be a problem. I got a bigger one, so that one has the auxiliary ports. So this will work for the smallest skidster, and it also works for the bigger skidster. So either way, I'm going to show you guys the beginning steps on how to weld this Bobcat faceplate onto basically any type of attachment. I don't care what it is, as long as it's reinforced it'll be able to work for anything, grapples. So with that, let's go ahead, let's get started on welding your Bobcat faceplate onto this snowplow. Just a quick view of what it looks like without the attachment on of anything, a bucket or a faceplate. Okay, and here's your two locking pins on each side. Okay, and what happens is that just goes down, and then there's right here, you can see this. I'll move this pin so you can understand. So it goes up and locks in. Now there's different types of face plates that people can buy. There are the ones that are not full in the center right here, and that's fine if you already have like a bucket that's already solid. Then you can just go ahead and weld this onto it. Okay, you see it's hollow in the center. A little cheaper, probably about, I don't know, 30 bucks cheaper. You could try putting it on other attachments like grapples or even like that snow plow somehow, but you're just gonna have to reinforce it and strengthen it up, because all you got is just this top part right here, just holding this part and that plate onto this here. And as you can see, it's got the 2-pin pull on the back side here, and that 3/8 is actually thick enough. All right, I was gonna go with the 5/16, but I figured no. So the 3/8 is going to work. And this plow right here, this is the plow. It's got the 2-cylinder pumps on it. It's going to work perfect. And this plow was for 200 bucks, okay, on Facebook Marketplace. And you can find them out there. You just got to look around, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and weld this to that. Okay, so as you can see, I drove up flush to the snowplow mount, and my measurement, I want to make sure that that is the same on both sides, and it's 12 inches. Okay, so I made sure it's 12 inches, and I just went ahead and used a permanent marker just to show where that is going to go on both sides. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my box steel and get that cut. For the box steel, it's just 2x2 box steel, and basically just get 6 foot of it, cut it right in half at 3 foot, and then I'm going to show you now how you're going to get this angle cut, because you got to have, it's not enough to have the bottom as your only weld. You want to be able to have some top support also from here to here, because what ends up happening is that you're pushing so much is that it'll just start bending at the bottom. Even though it's a really thick plate, it'll end up giving away, so you just want to have some top supports running down to the frame. Alright, so once your box steel is cut at 3 foot, you want this to set down here where you plan on welding this. And this is going to go towards the front part there. And this part will come up here. So obviously it's just going to probably run over just a little bit depending on the length of your frame for your snowplow. So if it does run over, that's okay. Go ahead and set it down there, whereabouts where you want to weld that there. And then let this part hang over, which it will. Okay, with your permanent marker, what you're going to do is set that down in the front part where you're going to weld that, and then this part you want it to be right on the corner area here. Okay, so it'll hang over like so, and then that'll be down towards that, down there, be down where you're going to weld that. And you're just going to take a permanent marker and you're going to line that up with the faceplate and just draw a straight line right up to the top. Okay, and then you're going to do the same side on this side here, come up there. And then you're just going to connect these two lines right there. And then on the bottom, just take your permanent marker and just zip it straight across. And that gives you an approximate to how that is going to look when it is finished, okay? It's just an approximate. So again, this will go down there, and then this piece right here will be welded on there. And then if you have little gaps, that's okay, because your welder is going to fill all that in. Okay? Okay, so once the top is cut on the angle that you want it to be, an approximate, down here you're going to have to do the same thing, okay? So you're going to have to make some angle cuts in this box steel so that it fits to wherever you want to place that. Okay, as you can see, I'm going to place that right there so it's going to fit over the top of this piece, just like so. Okay, I made a little wedge cut in there. It's going to fit right on the top, and then I'm going to make my welds. Okay, so I went ahead and I did the other side, and it's identical to this side of where I want it to be. So now all I have to do is just make sure that I take my grinder and make sure that it's all the way, gets all the paint off, the rust off of it, so it has a good weld on it. Okay, I got everything ground down and it's ready to get welded, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull the skid steer forward and get it lined up so I can start welding. Now, since I went ahead and I ground down all of my marks, I'd have to remeasure this just to make sure it's 12 inches even on both sides. Okay, just going to go ahead and take a remeasure, make sure. Yep, 12 inches each side. And the face plate is ready to be welded. You can see right there, that's where I ground everything down so I can get a nice weld on there. Okay. So I got my main weld onto the faceplate. So now I'm going to go ahead and weld these support arms from here to here. And you'll notice as you're doing the job that you may have to do a little bit of nip tucking and a little bit more grinding off here and there, but it'll work. So now I'm just going to go ahead and put this part on. See, a lot of this right here is just steam because of the snow that's still from the water. Okay, welded there all the way across, and here is the top part there down to right there. That should work. So now I'm just going to go ahead and weld on the other side. Okay, got all my welds done there, and there, and then from there down to there. Okay. So all I'm going to do now is give it a try and pull it out and see how it works. Okay, so I brought the plow inside the garage where it's insulated, and I got a little bit of heat in here. And you know that when it's winter time or when it's wet outside, you want to make sure that you put some type of paint on top of your welds. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do right now. I just cleaned it up just a little bit, and I'm just going to throw some quick spray paint on here just to get it covered up. because there's a lot of bare metal that's exposed down here, and it's important that you cover that up because the rust is just going to weaken the welds. And again, you just want to make sure that you hit the welded areas most importantly.